Hello everybody, welcome to It Was Tuesday, and the hits keep coming. We keep getting cool new fighting game news, and this morning at the Nintendo Direct, I don't know why Capcom is choosing to announce all this stuff at Nintendo Directs, but we just got the Marvel vs. Capcom Collection, which by the way now has an official release date. I think it's September 12th digitally, and November 22nd physically. But we were all happy about that. We saw Terry being announced in Street Fighter 6. We're like, maybe this means we'll get a new fighting game collection with Capcom versus SNK. And then today, Capcom was like, boink, here you go. You guys, I'm sure we're talking about this and wanted this, and you got it. You got it. Capcom Fighting Collection 2 is coming out very, very soon. As you can see over here, seriously, out of nowhere, dude, out of nowhere. And there's definitely some interesting choices on here, but you know, after having talked about it with some other people and stuff like that, it seems like it's pretty clear the reason why they made some of the game choices that they did. So we'll talk about that a little bit over here as well. Yeah, right? Where did Kyo go? Like, now it's Terry. I didn't even think about that, but you're right. Kyo had always been the face of the SNK side. Mukin, I didn't even think about that. And now they replaced them with Terry Bogard. They're like, haha, man, sucks. Oh, but yes, this is a collection that is coming out here. I guess we can watch the trailer officially here. So let's do this. Let's go through this trailer one time. Here we go. 8 games. Capcom vs. SNK Pro. CVS 2. Power Stone. Power Stone 2. Project Justice. Alpha 3 Upper. Capcom Fighting Evolution. And Plasma Storm, Nightmare of Bilstein. And as always, the art gallery. Music player, that's cool.
Combo. I ain't never scared, never quitting.
So you can turn on the secret characters. Look at this. Hitboxes. Quick save. One button specials.
Come on. Everybody come alive real quick. Battle of the strong, survival of the fit.
Rollback netcode, baby. How was the rollback netcode on the first Capcom Fighting Collection? Unfortunately, there weren't that many people playing it online. Even like the Vampire Saver and all that stuff like that, it wasn't very good. Yeah, I'm not talking about the 30th anniversary one. Come on, mouse. You did see a tank in Power Stone 2. You did see a tank. So for those of you who don't know what Power Stone is, I'll explain it in just a little bit. But, you know, from beloved crossovers to 3D fighters, 8 classics return to pack a real punch. Very interesting list here. So Fight is one of the many colorful characters from the Capcom vs. SNK series. CrossFist with the extensive roster of the final installment of Street Fighter Alpha, etc., etc. There's a bunch of stuff here. Let's just look at the list of games over here. I like how they list them in 2D and 3D as well. But they've got Capcom vs. SNK Pro. Now keep in mind that that's Pro, okay? And then CVS 2. So a lot of people out there don't even know what CVS 1 Pro is. They've never even heard of that. There's Capcom Fighting Evolution. A lot of people don't even know what Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper is. They have no idea what that is. Power Stone, Power Stone 2, Project Justice, which is actually Rival Schools Part 2. So Rival Schools 1 isn't on this collection. And then Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bilstein, which is the sequel to Star Gladiators. And Star Gladiators was the first in-house 3D fighting game that Capcom ever created. But they only have the sequel on here. They only have the sequel on here. Now, what could be the reason why they don't have Rival Schools and the original Star Gladiator? Project Justice is a true sequel to Rival Schools. Project Justice is literally Rival Schools 2. The reason why those games might not be here is because every single one of these games are on the Naomi platform, the Dreamcast board, the Dreamcast platform. With the hardware, except for Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Bilstein. Plasma Sword was done on the same hardware that Star Gladiator and I think Rival Schools 1 were on. However, Plasma Sword got an official Dreamcast version, and if you actually look at Plasma Sword over here, they say the base version is the consumer version of Plasma Sword Nightmare of Bilstein, which then means it's the console version that they actually put into this game. They put the console version out there. The other really interesting thing is that they have Capcom versus SNK Pro, but not Capcom versus SNK, which is really weird. It's just very weird because Pro was a game that barely anyone really knew about. No one really paid attention to this game because it wasn't even really a true sequel. Like when it came out, they added Dan, they added Joe, they changed the life bar to be green, and I swear that was it. Like there's no like balance changes. I think they added a free ratio mode, so CVS1 had the thing where characters could only be the ratio they are in. So like Cammy, Vice, King were forced to be ratio 1, and then Ryu and Chun-Li and Mai were forced to be ratio 2. Yamazaki, Geese, Bison were forced to be ratio 3. And then of course Akuma and Rugal, was it Rugal? Had to be ratio 4. But outside of that, like there was really no changes. So they're releasing this version, I guess, because CVS1 is basically just here, right? Like if you wanted to play CVS1, just stick with the ratios that the characters are supposed to be and just play this. Because again, I don't remember how different it was. I really don't remember how different it was. Like, someone else can confirm for me, but I don't know if there was actually any sort of balance changes. Oh yeah, CVS1 stages were some amazing looking 2D stages for sure. I love the intros as well, the stage intros. But you see here, Worlds Collide in the first installment of Capcom vs. SNK crossover series. Not really the first, but not really the first installment. But they're certainly treating it that way. And so they have a nice little preview here for you guys. Alright, I guess I can't full screen it. If I watch it on YouTube, perhaps I can full screen
Capcom.
it. I mean, CVS1 is interesting because it's definitely, you can like it or you can hate it. The aesthetic and the music and the sound effects are really nice. Sorry, probably a little too loud.
Capcom versus SNK.
Again, it's hard to say, you know, you need the EX game, because the EX games were developed by Arica, right? So it's a little harder to do. There's definitely a lot of busted things in this game. A lot of busted things in this game. And this game is also one of the reasons why priority linking and stuff works the way it does. This game had it so that if you press 2 buttons at the same time, the light version would come out. So if you press jab and fierce at the same time, jab would come out. But if you were within range, you could throw. And so Chun-Li would just hold forward on the controller and just hit 2 punches, 2 punches, 2 punches, 2 punches. And if she got in range, she would throw you. And if she wasn't in range, she would jab you. So it's really broken. So from CVS2 on, most Capcom fighting games have it so that if you press 2 buttons at the same time, the stronger one comes out. But there was a lot of crazy things in this game. Like Ken, every time he anti-air DP'd you with a jab, he could go into a level 1 super. So every time he DP'd you out of the air, he just did crap tons of damage. And again, the characters were stuck in a ratio, but in this version, there's more of the free ratio system over here. So some stage visuals have been altered. I don't know what that means. I mean, it probably means exactly what it means. Stage music can now be changed in the EX settings. Choose from the game's original music or nostalgia tracks from other Capcom SNK arcade titles. And then, of course, CVS2. This is probably the biggest game on this release. This is the one that everybody is probably most excited about. Of course, Capcom versus SNK 2. And this was, you know, this is a TUNA with bacon.
Records are made to be broken.
Yeah, the first being superior as far as presentation, while gameplay of the second game essentially invalidates the first one. Says Kevin Madi about NBC1 and NBC2 and CBS1 and CBS2. Very true, very true, very apt comparison.
Capcom.
This is a TUNA with bacon. This is a TUNA with bacon.
This is
frame data was actually changed, huh? Interesting, okay.
You'll experience the most exciting battle in history.
Oh, apparently there were a ton of changes in Pro. Okay, so that's unfortunate then, and we don't actually have access to the original CVS1. That's definitely, I feel like, something that we'd be missing, because barely anybody played Pro. So I wonder if there's a way to actually play CVS1.
2001 is the year we make contact. Welcome to the revolution. Capcom versus SNK 2.
Of course, this game is still very, very popular to this day. One of the classics. Of course, I wonder, they probably won't get rid of roll canceling, I would imagine. But I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, to be honest with you.
I am right here. Ready, go.
Oh, so these are based on the arcade versions, okay. Oh, RC Info is in the change notes. Okay, got it. So there you go. That's CVS2. And if we look down here, here's all our characters, of course. You can now switch between versions of the games via the EX setting. Select original to play the arcade version, or select EO version to play. Wow, they actually put easy operation in there. Roll canceling into a move does not grant invincibility in the EO version. Okay, there you go. That's known. EOism and GC-ism cannot be used. That's GameCube group. Evil Ryu, Orochi, Iori, Shinakuma, and Ultimate Regal are now playable. EX settings include a same character selection option. By enabling it, 2 or more of the same character can be on the same team. So you don't have to use the bug to get that, because there was definitely a way to do that in the arcade. It was such a goofy way to do it. It was such a goofy way to do it, but people got good at it to get... No, well, the thing about it is you can't even say nice get rid of the roll canceling exploit. One, because the easy operation version, which lets you do special moves at the press of the right analog stick, had it all along, but it made the game worse. It actually made the game worse. Most people like the arcade version with the roll canceling because the role canceling actually widened the viable character field. Without role canceling, you were basically forced to use K-Groove and certain characters, because characters like Sagat were just so hard to beat. But with role canceling, a lot more characters became viable. So actually, role canceling is the version people prefer, and is considered a lot more balanced, honestly. Weirdly enough, if I ever tried to do a updated version of this game, I wouldn't actually remove role canceling. I'd probably leave it in there because it'd be too hard to balance anew without real knowledge. I would just make it so it's a little bit easier to role cancel. And the reason why that wouldn't be broken is because the invincibility only lasts to a certain frame. The invincibility is not tied to your special move. It's just that when you roll, you're invincible for a certain amount of frames. So whether you start the special move early or late, you still have the same amount of invincibility frames. So if you're bad at role canceling and do it later, there's a chance that your special move will have less invincibility. So that would be an idea. I don't know if that would work, you know. Oh, Juggernaut needs to be fixed for sure. Right, removing role canceling just made K-Groove king. Yeah, that makes sense, Mike Lee. That makes sense. So there you go. That's CVS2. Capcom Fighting Evolution. God. Oh man, this is thrown in here, in my opinion, as a, you know what? There's nowhere else we can throw this. Nobody wants this. Let's just put it here. This game was terrible, dude. There are some people out there who will stand this game, but this game was, I mean, you could tell it was so minimal effort. When it first got announced at E3, everybody was like, what? Like, that was the first anybody had heard of it, and we were all super confused. And it is seriously one of the most slapped together video games ever. No, this is actually not the one with Skullomania. That's EX. Capcom Fighting Evolution is the one that brought together 2, 3 Alpha, Darkstalkers, and Red Earth, aka Warzard, into one game. And it's just, yeah, there was no reason to switch characters at all. So here's all the Street Fighter 2 characters. That's your Street Fighter 2 roster. Here's your Darkstalkers roster. Here's your Street Fighter 3 roster. Here's your Alpha roster. Oh no, this is the Warzard roster, and then the Alpha roster. And then they also hid in Ingrid, just as a character by herself.
Capcom Fighting Evolution.
I mean, funny enough, it's still one of my favorite combo videos I ever made.
You can't
Yeah! Wow!
Oh my god. This game was so low budget. Holy crap, dude. God, put Ingrid in the garbage disposal. That's where Ingrid belongs.
Hyper bomb!
Was this in the Dark Ages? Yeah. Yeah, you could say that. Holy crap. This game was terrible, dude. Oh my god. But that's just my opinion. Anyway. Yeah, Capcom Fighting All-Stars that they were gonna make. It was supposed to be like Rook, somebody else, and Ingrid or something like that, because that game never came out, but a lot of people were like, I want Ingrid! And I'm like, why? She's the stupidest looking character in the world. All the attract modes are always a lot slower than the actual game. It's kind of weird. But there you go. These are all the characters. There is 2 extra hidden characters here. There is something weird that they wrote down here, though. It removes some character transformations from Dimitri's Midnight Bliss. I don't know what... Did some characters don't transform anymore? Was there any transformations that they considered too lewd at this point? And they just, you know, like... So Midnight Bliss is a move that Dimitri has that everybody he grabs, he turns into a woman and basically drains them of their blood and their soul, and they die. And even if you were already a woman, it basically would do an alternate version. Like Felicia would all of a sudden be in a nice little, you know, tight black dress with the top hat, so she looked like a stage dancing girl. Lilith transformed into super chibi Lilith in pajamas holding a pillow like she was asleep, you know, kind of things like that. But they gave everybody a Midnight Bliss transformation in SNK versus Capcom and in this version as well. But apparently some of them are gone. So I don't know. I don't know what that means. And then Shiniguma and Pyron are now playable. They can be activated by game settings like all the other ones. Ryu changes to a girl from Street Fighter 2 movie. Is that what they did? Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe some of them have some rights issues or something like that. I don't know. I don't know which ones are gone. That's the question, right? Which ones are gone? And I don't know why they would be gone. So, not sure. But it'd be interesting to see what happens. Wait, Max Millen was just like, okay. I mean, a few of them had under boob, if I'm not mistaken. I wonder if they got rid of those or something. But, yeah, this game is pretty jank. This game is pretty jank. The animations were kind of jank. And it really, I mean, you pick two characters on your team, and you never had to use the other one. Like, you could switch in between rounds for no reason. I don't know, like, whole thing was just such a weird game. It did create some very interesting scenarios, however, so, man. Yeah. This game was definitely cheap and slapped together. So Street Fighter Alpha 3 Upper. What the hell is this game? So Street Fighter Alpha 3 went through a lot of changes as the game existed. And weirdly enough, there are so many different versions of this game. Alpha 3 Upper was the official version they released in an arcade to remove crouch canceling infinites. But they also rebalanced the game and made custom combos a little worse and did some other things. And for some reason, and I can attest to this because when I played the Dreamcast version of it, it didn't feel good. It didn't feel good. Like, things just felt wrong. And I swear to God, like, because it was on different hardware, certain combos that worked before didn't work anymore or anything. I mean, Mike Lee might even have a little bit more in there. Maybe it was that it added lag. But it didn't feel good. And I can't explain it. Like, even though without the, it was 8 frames of, that's why it didn't feel good. 8 frames of input lag, holy crap. Okay, but even though they got rid of the crouch canceling infinites, like, it didn't feel, like the game just felt bad. It just felt really bad. Which is interesting because what's weird about it is that, so this version also added a bunch of new characters to it. So they made all the hidden characters officially playable, but they actually added T-Hawk, Fei Long, DJ, and Guile to this version. These 4 characters actually didn't exist in Alpha 3 before, and so they added those 4 in there. And honestly, DJ, one of the most fascinating versions of DJ ever. They were all bad characters, for sure. They're all bad characters, but DJ was so fascinating because they made his max out. They made his fireball have no recovery. It was just and he's walking. Like, you literally did fireball and you're just like chasing it, but the fireball literally did basically no damage. Oh, that wasn't in Upper. That was only the home version. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about. There is this home version of the game that's in between Alpha 3 and Upper that the Saturn version is. And the Saturn version is great. Like, I think the Saturn version was like one of the best versions of Alpha 3. I really liked it because it was arcade accurate and had those new characters, and it had reverse dramatic battle, which is so amazing, dude. Reverse dramatic battle was like the funnest thing ever. The Saturn one I thought was more arcade accurate, because I know when I played like the PlayStation and the Dreamcast ones, I found a lot of discrepancies. Same thing with Vampire Savior. Vampire Savior was more accurate on the Saturn than it was in the arcade, than the Dreamcast and the PlayStation versions. So I always thought the Saturn was always more accurate, because I played the hell out of the Saturn version and it never felt different to me. It never felt different to me. That's weird. That's very odd. Like I said, I always felt like the Saturn version was super accurate to the arcade. So, I mean, I know the upper versions weren't very accurate. So I don't, weird, okay. I mean, Alpha 3 on Anthology was just the original Alpha 3. This one's 03 Upper because it existed on the Naomi board, and again, I feel like they just kind of threw this one in here just to increase the number of games in here, honestly, because I don't know anybody who out there who's like, I really wish that they would release a new version of 03 Upper. Honestly, I don't think anybody was asking for this version, so but here it is. Upper isn't on Anthology if I'm not mistaken, so yeah, the Dreamcast version of Alpha was terrible. On the PlayStation 1 there was a World Tour mode. Was that one on the Dreamcast version? I think the World Tour was on the Dreamcast version as well, right? But the World Tour was actually super fun. It was actually really cool. If City of the Wolves, their little RPG mode is anything like this, it would work. And actually, Jan Eagle and Maki, we were just looking this up. Me and Olaf were just looking this up. They were on the GBA version as well. And Ingrid is only on the PSP version. So Ingrid is only on PSP, but Yun, Maki, and Eagle were on the GBA. Okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. We do not speak of GBA Alpha 3. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Did the Saturn version have World Tour? I don't even remember, because on the Saturn, all me and my friend did, we used to play Reverse Dramatic Battle all day. That was awesome. Oh man. But this is Alpha 3 Upper. Such good memories with this game, dude. Like, I loved all the endings.
Street Fighter Alpha 3.
I just really enjoy Alpha 3 a lot. This is one of my more played fighting games, although, weirdly enough, I remember so little of it nowadays. But I used to do I did all the combo videos, all this stuff, and I've forgotten so much of this game, so if I played it right now, I would be so out of touch. I would just get so destroyed by anybody if I actually tried to play this game at this point. But I love Alpha 3. This version, obviously, very different, so probably nothing that I'm really too interested in. Now, Power Stone is really cool, that Power Stone is here. Power Stone, in case you guys don't know, not a fighting game. In fact, closer to full 4-player mode of Smash Brothers. This is more of a stage brawl kind of game, like Outfoxy's, except a 3D game that you kind of play from the top view. But it's the same kind of idea where you had a stage and the stage would transform and blow up and go into crazy things. You could pick up items and throw each other's, and you would try to collect the Power Stones, and if you did, then you'd unleash your superpower that just like murdered everybody and stuff like that. I mean, if you played it 1v1, for sure, it was, you could play it as a fighting game, yeah. But, I mean, it's not a traditional side view fighting game. But yeah, it's more of a party game. And I don't remember, I think, was it Power Stone 1 was only 1v1? Was it 2 that let you play 4 players, or could you play 4 players right away?
And a legendary treasure which has the power to make dreams come true. That treasure
both were 4 players,
the
okay.
Power Stone.
Falcon, Wang Tang, Ryoma, Gunrock, Rouge, Jack. Is that the same Jack from Captain Commando? Is that the same mummy from Captain Commando? I don't remember now.
Welcome to Power Stone War.
Do they have any gameplay footage? Oh yeah, cool. We do have gameplay footage. Here we go. So yeah, this is Power Stone. Like, you run around, and every time you're near an item that actually says you can pick it up, you can pick up. But see how you can jump on the pole? Oh look, there's a treasure chest now. And as you play, like, the stages would like crumble, the walls would break, all these crazy things would happen. Yeah, I see he activated his Power Stone thing now, so you can like shoot missiles and stuff. Different mummy, okay. Yeah, I mean, as a party game, this game is fantastic. If it's just like 4 of you and you're just like friends and you aren't too serious, like, this game is like a blast to play. Like, cause some of the shit, like, it's just one of those things where, like, yeah, when you played Smash Brothers in free-for-all mode, like, it's just constant laughing, right? You're just laughing because stupid shit just keeps happening and it's hilarious. And so there's a lot of that going on in this game as well. Really fun. I'm really glad this is here, honestly. But those are your characters. I guess we got the 2 hidden characters over here. The appearance of certain characters during their endings have been changed. I wonder, were there, like, maybe the Midnight Bliss and this, maybe some characters really were a little too lewd or something, and maybe their whole goal was to get the rating down, right? Maybe they wanted this game, like, I don't know what the rating for this game are. Kraken and Valgus are now playable. Perhaps this game was supposed, like, they wanted to make sure that this was, why can't I go back? There we go. What is the rating of this game here? I don't see it here. Oh, could also be racist imagery as well. Yeah, that could be as well. So, oh, you watched all of Dimitri's transformations and none seem that lewd. Yeah, there you go. So, if it's rated teen, maybe some things were, there was, you know, they were worried about, you know, I don't know. Someone who knows the games more than me will have to look into it. So, I found out what is common between Rival Schools 1 and Star Gladiator 1. They ran on the Sony PlayStation 1 based arcade hardware. Right, they weren't on the Naomi board. The PS1 only processed 3D in its CPU, which converted 3D into 2D for the GPU, which only accepted 2D graphics commands, so they would look horrible on modern high-resolution hardware. Project Justice and Plasma Sword ran on real 3D hardware. Actually, Plasma Sword 2, oh, I'm sorry, Plasma Sword, you're right, also ran on the older hardware, but they had a newer hardware version. Like I said, the Plasma Sword here is based off of the console version, I think. So, Felicia, I wouldn't be surprised, dude. Very first time I saw Felicia in the arcade in Darkstalkers, I was like, what? Like, is this legal? What? Like, how is this in a video game? Like, because, I mean, Felicia was about as naked as you could possibly be for a fighting game character, I swear to God. Oh, man. And then, of course, Power Stone 2. Adding a bunch of new characters. Again, just more of the same, but bigger and better, essentially. This is the party game. Yeah. So someone asked, was that someone riding a tank? So yeah, a tank would spawn and you can jump into it and you can go use it and kill people and stuff like that. So this game is definitely a party game galore. And yeah, I mean, as with anything, the sequel was a little more fleshed out. They knew how to make it better. So yeah, people in the chat saying Power Stone 2 was more fun, so it makes sense. And the stages are a lot bigger, yeah. I barely played this. I definitely played a couple of times with some friends, but I did not play this game particularly hardcore, so I will not be able to give you very much details here. It felt more chaotic. Yeah, and for a party game, that's what you want, right? That's absolutely what you want.
Or else you'll be sorry.
Oh my god, that character, the chef character looks like someone who would be in that Bust the Groove game.
Let the battle begin. Go!
So Power Stone 1 is actually good as a 1v1, huh? The bosses? What? Dude, the CPU is really bad in this game. They just keep running into walls, dude. What is happening? Well, yeah, obviously you can see this is super chaotic, so... Dude, yeah, I can imagine this being such a fun college game. Holy crap. But yeah, like I said, it was kind of Smash Brothers-ish. And did this game come out before Smash Brothers, or did this game come out after Smash Brothers? Because it's a very Smash Brothers game. And I can't remember. It was after? Okay. So I wonder if they took a lot of inspiration from Smash Brothers with this game. I wonder if they took a lot of inspiration there. But yeah, all the characters are here. Pride and Mel are now playable. They can be accessed. So there you go. And then Project Justice. So this is the sequel to Rival Schools. So they don't have Rival Schools 1. I mean, both games were kind of kusoge, lots of very easy infinites and stuff. And I mean, when you watch high-level Rival School tournaments, they're not exactly the most entertaining things to watch. But the thing that makes Rival Schools stand out the most was really the characters. The amount of love that people had fallen in love with a lot of the characters in this game. And again, like, it's the reason why I want to make a new Rival Schools game, because I love the concept of 3 characters coming from the same school. Like, that was the way that it worked, right? So, you know, Batsu, Hinata, and Kyosuke were from one school. This was a new school, so I don't remember these 3 characters' names. This is Shoma. This is Natsu. God, what was the soccer player's name? I can't remember now. But yeah, they all came from the same high school, and like King of Fighters, they made it so you could, in the first game, you could only pick 2 people from the same school until the game was out long enough, and then all of a sudden it just unlocked the ability to play anybody from any school. Roberto, thank you. Yeah, and of course this is from where Akira's from, yes, as well. And it was interesting because in the original Rival Schools, Akira showed up with a helmet, and it wasn't revealed that she was a girl unless you beat the game with her, because then you saw her without the helmet. But the game in the original Rival Schools played it off like it was just a boy coming in here, but then eventually you found out she's a girl. Yeah, her brother Daigo. To her left? No, that's not her brother. That's Ganryu, right? That's his name, I think, Ganryu. Her brother is not here, I don't think. Yeah. Up. Oh, up. Oh, wait, this is Daigo. This is Daigo. Right here. This is Daigo right here, right? No, that's not Daigo. Shoot, which one was Daigo? Crap. Hayato. The Right of Roy. Right of Roy. Oh, here. There he is. There he is. Okay, there he is. For some reason, I kind of remember Daigo being the guy with the straw in his mouth, but I got it wrong. Okay, so that's my bad. But, you know, these games were, like I said, Kusoge, right? Kusoge style. What are you doing, Jasmine? Holy crap. But again, people loved the characters. The stories were really cool. Sakura was a guest in the first game. Like she knew Hinata really well. But I mean, there was just a lot of appeal of the characters. And of course, for me, Kyoko is my one true fighting game waifu. Like if I had to pick like the hottest fighting game character, Kyoko is my pick. Yeah, this was very early anime. This is kind of like a first exposure to very anime kind of style thing, because this is very similar to like Kunio, you know, and you know, just a lot of like anime that you watch about like high schools and rival schools and stuff like that. I mean, Tiffany obviously, but for me it was all about Kyoko. But it was really cool because, you know, what they did with this game is, they had the swimmer, they had the violinist from the music class, they had the volleyball player, the baseball player, they had the, you know, they did a lot of really funny, creative things with this game, honestly. So, this game, like I said, has a lot of popularity for the characters, which is funny because I have said that if I ever made a new Rival Schools game, I asked Rival Schools people, and I was like, if I didn't maintain the gameplay and made it actually an actual tag fighter, would that be frustrating? And almost all of them are like, none of us really played Rival Schools for the gameplay. There was a lot of cool things about it, for sure. Like, there was a lot of team-up supers, and there was a lot of that, like, trying to get to the other side of people and hitting them with the other side. You know, there was a lot of neat things about the game, but, you know, most people, I think, who really liked Rival Schools weren't like, oh my god, I need the gameplay to remain the same. So, pre-made edit characters can now be used in matches. Oh, there was just a bunch of other kids and stuff. A conversation of how creepy Shinkiro made Batsu look. What's creepy about it? Is this the artwork you're talking about? And why is Hinata just getting completely blown upside down, dude? Oh, collection art. Oh, okay, okay. Oh man, but yeah, I mean, again, like, I would love to make a new version of this game, and what I wanted to do was actually make it so that the high schools were actually teams again, and I wanted to make it a tag fighter. And I still say I have an idea for a tag fighter that 2XKO has gotten dangerously close to, but still not quite my tag fighter idea that I think would be amazing. Oh, one of these days I'll just talk about it on stream. The dream of me making an actual Rival Schools game and getting to make what I want to make probably wouldn't happen. It doesn't have to be the Rival Schools characters anyway, but, you know, I would have wanted to make it so that it was people on the same school, but then people would get mad if you couldn't pick whoever you wanted. So of course I would make it so you could play any team, but I would actually make it so that there would be some small benefits for playing everybody on the same high school and stuff like that. But oh, I can't do Mugen, dude. Mugen is just like, I look at it and it's just such a disaster. It's such a disaster, honestly. But the whole idea that I wanted to do was I just wanted to make a tag fighter that was very, very different than a lot of the tag fighters we play. Like I said, 2XKO feels probably the most different and close to what I want to do. But, you know, the idea of tag fighters having point characters, having, you know, the anchor characters, and like you know, making swapping characters really dangerous and difficult is something that I want. I want to see a tag game where none of that is the case. I want to see a tag game where you're just switching characters like constantly. And I think that would actually be really fun to have because, you know, then you don't have to make the characters overly complicated. So learning 3 characters isn't too crazy. And that's kind of why I want Rival Schools, because Rival Schools wasn't super complicated in the first place. And that way you could just have a game where you're just like constantly tagging. And I just think it would be really, really fascinating. Just be really, really fascinating. And I have a really awesome system by which to actually facilitate all that. But like I said, I'll save that for another stream one of these days before I go and reveal my big secret game mechanic that will make it work. So yeah, MVCI was like that, which was really cool, which I really liked. And of course, Star Gladiator was the original game. Plasma Sword is the sequel. This is the game where Hayato came from. So if you remember Hayato from MVC, MVC2, this is where he comes from. And also, Chun-Li had a Jun costume. So in Street Fighter V, one of Chun-Li's costumes was Jun, this character over here. So that's where that reference came from. But Star Gladiator was actually the first in-house 3D fighting game that Capcom made. So Street Fighter EX was their first published 3D fighting game, but that was made by Arica, or Arica, and Star Gladiator was the first in-house one. Yes, so this is where the MVC2 guy with the sword comes from. Yes, this is where he comes from. So that's who he was. And so this is the sequel. Again, this is based off of the home version because I think the original arcade version was on the older hardware, but because they had a newer version here that used the Naomi hardware, I think that they just made that port. And I don't think the versions are very different anyway. 1 year has passed since the death of Dr. Edward Bilstein and the fall of the Fourth Empire, yet the galaxy is not as peaceful as it seems. Unsettling whispers claim that Bilstein's ghost haunts Zeta, the planet where the Doctor met his end. And now, a team dispatched to investigate the rumors has been wiped out by an unidentified attackers. Has Bilstein truly returned? A mysterious new battle begins. So yeah, pretty, very EX looking fighting game. The Kappa who grabs people's butts in Star Gladiator. God, I barely remember these games at all, and thank you for the subscription, Six Machine. A previous Six Machine.
1 year has passed since the battle with the Fourth Empire. A new level of
It's such an 80s, 90s storyline, right?
Throughout the world. However, that battle was only a prelude. Now.
Yeah, no, this game was very sci-fi, outer spacey kind of stuff. And he still drives a motorcycle, baby. Guys, this is such a classic Capcom intro. Bilstein.
Plasma Sword. Nightmare of Bilstein.
Yeah, definitely wasn't Soul Calibur, but they tried to do so. Yeah, actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is a weapons-based fighter. I believe that this is supposed to be all weapons-based fighter. Soul bad guy in space. Definitely lies win. So yeah, so June fought with the little ring. I think that's Bilstein, right? So he fights with a giant sword. But yeah, you can see, you know, pretty classic, you know, first 3D fighting game. Like, it definitely looks like something that would have came out early on the PlayStation 1, like Space Battle Arena Toshinden. I don't know why they changed the name, honestly. I mean, I feel that way too, Shay, because I've always said I hate modern graphic tendencies, which is all solid colors and simplicity. I miss all this kind of like craziness, you know, and like just absolute, like, I mean, Cyberbots, I've talked about how great the UI in Cyberbots is, so, you know, I really miss that. I just prefer it. I prefer the almost garishness of old school 90s stuff. I mean, look at this. Look at all this explosion and color and all this craziness, you know. The names are hella big up here. But, like, everything is just so simplified nowadays. Yeah, here's all the characters. Again, I barely know anything about it. I know this character was... Didn't this character make you dance? They have a Chewbacca here. I mean, might as well be Chewbacca. There's an eagle. There's a dude with a brain. I mean, he's just hanging out there, you know, whatever. Dude, who is this generic fighting game character, dude? He totally doesn't fit at all. The Rite of June looks like her daughter from the future. Oh, man. Yeah, Darth Vader. I mean, like, they were just making Star Wars, I guess. Although this looks more like Optimus Prime with a crown. I know more than one bird. There's a cat here, another cat. Oh, man. Can you actually see them? Oh, yeah, there you go. Oh, you can actually see their names. Oh, yeah, there you go. Byakko. Nice. So, yeah, Hayato. Black Hayato. Wait, don't shoot. He's black. He's not black. Oh, God. June. Ellie? Saturn. Prince. Gamoth. Gantetsu. Big guys always have to have Gan in their names, I guess. Geralt. God, he's just like... I mean, this is totally Soul Calibur in space, man. Seriously. Because, I mean, like, technically, like, this guy over here feels like he could be a freaking, shoot, why can't I remember BDSM character's name? Shoot, probably because I never want to remember his name because he just makes me so mad. Voldo. Yeah, he looks like he could be a Voldo. Claire. Boy, does she look personalityless and uninteresting. Vector. Omega. Oh my god. It's just a robot. Dude, Zelkin. This character needs to come back in something, man. This character needs to come back in something. No, you're right. It looks like they're all in pairs. There was something about that now that you mentioned it. There was definitely something to that. That it was almost like in order to maximize the usage out of their models, they made like a lot of characters like that out of like the same kind of thing. Eagle. Gore. His name is just Gore. Alternate versions. Okay, Luca. Oh, that's a two-player alternate. They have different supers. Right, so they played the same, but that was so that it was never like a mirror match or something like that. Blood. Yo, this guy's name is... What up, Blood? What's going on? And then Shaker. Is that evil version of Blood? Yeah. It's because they've got like this weird disconnected floating arm. And so they both have that. Dude, why does Shaker look so worried over here? He's like, can you not put Blood next to me, please? Ghost of Bilstein. And Bilstein himself. Rain. And Byakko. Rayon and Kaede. Oh my gosh. Oh man, what a game, what a game, what a game. So is this like, what's his face and, God, why is it, can't remember anybody's name anymore. The dude with the sword, the fencing sword, and his daughter in Soul Calibur. Why can't I remember anybody's name in it? Yeah, Raphael and, was it, God, why can't I remember his daughter? Annie? Amy. That's what it was. Thank you. Jesus Christ, dude. My brain sucks. Yeah, so it seems like, it almost seems like Raphael and Amy. Oh my God. What a game. This will be fun to mess with, to be honest with you. I think I'd have fun messing with this game. Why can't I go back? Hello? There we go. Well, there you go. New features. Play both co-op and competitively. Or go global. Take on players online. They've got hitbox viewers, which is really cool. Easy specials. More new features. What do they got over here? Online play. Casual ranked custom matches. High score challenges. Training mode. Marquee cards. That's cool. I always love seeing those things. Quality of life features, yeah, change the filters, quick loads, and then special challenges. So they've got adjustable difficulty. Yeah, I mean, this is pretty standard stuff. Gallery and sound. Nice. So there you go. So this is a collection 2 that just came out of nowhere from us. Like I said, it's really kind of a shame that we don't have Star Gladiator 1 and blah 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 blah, brain dying again, Rival Schools 1. It's kind of sad that we don't have those, because just for historical purposes I would like to be able to get access to as many games as we can get, but obviously they're not here right now. Maybe in, you know, yeah, Tech Romancer would be another good one to have. So maybe in the future, maybe if they make one with EX Alpha, like maybe if they make one with the Street Fighter EX series, they can put it on that, because the EX games are all on that PlayStation hardware. God damn, Michael, why you gotta call people out like that? So happy for all the huge fans of Rival Schools and Power Stone to play the game for the first time. Come on, man. Why you gotta do them like that, dude? That was like when everybody was so hyped for Armika in freaking Street Fighter V. None of you guys played Armika, dude. Come on. Oh man. But really, I mean, obviously the big money maker on this one is CVS2. This is the big one right here. Dude, not only you, I played Mika as well. I almost eliminated Chikyu from B5 with Mika if I just didn't drop my combo. If I had not dropped my combo, I would have actually eliminated Chikyu from B5, man. Man, back in the days when I used to actually be good at fighting games. God damn it. Ugh, I'm so sad. Well, yeah, really happy to see this. Surprise, came out of nowhere, shocker. But, did Power Stone have a side tournament? Maybe. I don't know. I don't remember. But people saying Power Stone 1 was actually a decent 1v1 game. And Power Stone 2, the ultimate party game, I think is really good. So, no, they said if for CVS2 you have the ability to pick EO or regular. So, like, you can literally just play arcade version or play EO like that. So, but really excited about this. A lot of history in these games, too. Wish I could tell you a lot more about a lot of these games, but unfortunately I can't really say much about like the Power Stone and like Plasma Sword and stuff like that, because I really didn't play them all that much. But I mean, like I said, it's weird that it's CVS Pro, because nobody really cared about CVS Pro at all. And I think more people would want the original CVS version because more people played that than the Pro version. And apparently the Pro version does have a lot more balance changes than we remembered. So not having the original CVS one is actually kind of disappointing. I would really like that. And I mean, look, nobody owns CVS Pro except like me. Except like me. How many people actually have a CVS Pro in their collection in like near mint condition, dude? I gotta wonder how much that thing would actually be worth at this point. Hang on, let me see. Let me find it really quick. I can probably honestly say that this game that I have here probably has actually only been put into a Dreamcast once or twice, and maybe that's it. I mean, look at this too. I still have the sleeve, dude. I never threw these away either. I have the sleeve that went on the outside. So my copy is like in near mint condition. I wonder how much this thing would be worth. Probably not that much, because who the hell cares about CVS Pro? I mean, the instruction booklet still smells brand new. The instruction booklet still smells exactly like a brand new instruction booklet, dude. Like, this thing is in about as pristine condition as you can possibly get. I know, right? Cat's gonna just bite it and like damage it, and I'm just gonna be like, really, Nathan? But there you go. So surprising collection out of nowhere. Nathan, stay away from my game. Just kind of came from nowhere, and gotta wonder, like, what do we got left, right? We've got the EX games, but those are made by Arica, so I don't know if they would actually put those in a collection. But we're missing Rival Schools 1. We're missing Star Gladiator, Tech Romancer, Street Fighter the movie. Oh God. Street Fighter the movie, they didn't put that on the 30th collection, did they? Cannon Spike's not even a fighting game, really, though. Final Fight Revenge. Oh my God. I heard the poison from Street Fighter 4 was largely based on Final Fight Revenge, which means Final Fight Revenge did even more damage than I care to talk about. So, Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Yeah, of course, of course. Street Fighter the movie. Oh my God. Could you do all like the reversal slam master? You know, all this stuff, and Guile handcuffs and whatever. Oh man. Well, Capcom Fighting Jam is in this collection already, Smelly Beetle. Like, literally, it's in this collection already, so. In any case, that'll be it for me today. So, thank you guys for tuning in and watching and hanging out and seeing all this here. Like I said, when this comes out, I'll definitely be messing with this. They said it's in 2025. They didn't say when. And Nathan is very hungry, as you can see here. He is in supreme, look at me, I'm cute, I love you, I love you, I love you mode. War Gods is not a Capcom game, so it's not a Capcom game. Capcom Fight. I mean, might as well, if we're all going to be playing SBC Chaos and Capcom Fighting Jam, I mean, let's go, let's do it. So let's just do it. Alright guys, oh, Midway should do a collection, oh god. Oh God. We'll talk. I mean, I think we have some stuff to talk about on Synchronized tomorrow. A lot more Easter eggs coming out of that Pow Pow Cafe stage, dude. We're seeing a lot more footage now that people are able to release, like the CPU versus CPU footage and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I'm so glad that Capcom is doing this and keeps making these games. And you know, one of the things that I do appreciate, obviously, about PC gaming is that as long as these things come out on Steam, they pretty much should continue to work on future PCs, even with new OSs and stuff like that, new versions of Windows and stuff, hopefully. And you know, obviously there's issues here and there, but there's a little bit more preservation quality to being on PC than being on consoles and such. So, you know, it'd be nice to be able to get these games, preserve them, and be able to play them at any point in time. So, yeah, we'll talk about the SNK calendar as well. So, I only played Haunted Castle once in the arcades because I saw it after playing Castlevania, and me and my brother, we were at Magic Mountain or something. We were like, they have an arcade Castlevania game? And so we played it, we died, there was one life, and the game was over, and we were like, that sucks. And that was it. So, it was the end of that. So, in any case, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching and for always supporting Tuesday's show here. Let me know if there's anything else you'd like me to talk about, or if you've been enjoying. Also, yeah, let me know if you've been enjoying the more shortened and frequent published videos as opposed to the super long videos. I don't know if people prefer it that way or not. But but again, always continue to support, and I appreciate all you guys, your subscriptions, your follows, your comments on YouTube, and all of you guys hanging out in chat. So we'll see you guys next week here on It Was Tuesday, and the day this podcast graced your ears was the most important day of your life. But for me,
it was Tuesday.